If you've been affirming for 24/7 and it feels like your manifestations aren't coming to fruition, try this instead. Throw the concept law of assumption and law of attraction away for a second and try to do this for a little bit and see how it goes. I am not discrediting affirming for 24/7, but if you are having troubles just like I have, this is an ulterior way of going about getting your manifestations at the speed of light. This has happened to me before I even known about the law of assumption, and I am going back to it because I have tried every single thing under the sun, and this is the number one thing that is not only super easy to do, but the manifestations literally come with such ease and quickness. I don't even think about it. Like, I'm literally living my best life and I don't have to do anything or stress about anything, and everything just comes to me. I want to reiterate again to throw out any assumptions that you have about the law of attraction out of your mind for a little bit and just stick with me here. I want you to pick a 10-minute window to either visualize or affirm or script. Just pick one technique and pick one time of the day. I really like doing it during the nighttime and I meditate in the morning, and so that is something that's really easy for me. Then you're going to tell yourself that you can think about literally anything that you want throughout the day. Then you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to think about anything that I want throughout the day, no matter if it is affirming, yes, that's right, or it is letting it go, or it is a mix of both, or literally anything. Go on autopilot just for a little bit. Stick with me here. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is you're not affirming because you were told by a YouTuber to affirm. You're affirming because it feels good for you to do and it feels natural to do. Whatever is the natural thing that you are thinking of that moment, whatever is happening in your life, just think how you would naturally think, let it sit, and think of one positive thing, or look around your vicinity for something positive at that point and try to focus on that more, or do something that you really love. It really does not have to have any correlation to your manifestation. For example, if you have a boring 9-to-5 office job and you just want to get out of there, put on some music. If that's something that really raises your mood, find the most interesting person at work, befriend them, take a slot out to grab a coffee. And we're doing this intentionally and we're savoring those moments. There's many reasons why we do this, but number one is it's to raise our mood. Therefore, we are, without forcing it, without thinking about it, we are becoming open channels to what we want. And literally, your subconscious mind does the work for you. You literally don't have to do anything else at that point. You are in an open, happy mindset. Literally, remember the last time you had an incredible time, whether it be going out with your friends, whether it be having an amazing date with your partner, or you're going out to a club, or you just had the best hike or the best workout ever. You had a really interesting conversation, or the last time that you traveled somewhere. Think of that feeling. You can have that feeling every single time when you follow your happiness, when you follow what it is that makes you feel good in this present moment. What happens then? So you are bored at your office job, but now we've turned from not being bored to accepting where we are and having fun and taking advantage of the present moment and living our life right now in the present moment. What happens then? The negative thoughts start to go away, and in turn, positive thoughts replace themselves. And what happens then is, instead of using up all of your energy and your headspace for this job sucks, I'm so bored, or I have a dream job, 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 I have a dream job. Do you hear how restrictive that feels, right? So instead of all of that, we are letting the negative thought sit there. Okay, that's fine, cool, whatever, I feel bored, I don't like this job, whatever. And at the same time, I'm jamming out to Nicki Minaj. I'm talking to one of my favorite co-workers. I'm making plans for the next time I'm gonna go traveling, or planning for my future and my purpose, but in a way that makes you excited. If it doesn't make you feel good, don't do it. That's the point. Focus on the things that make you happy. What happens then is that clears your channel. It clears your mind, and you're able to receive opportunities that come to you from all angles and sides. You will be able to open up, and every conversation, like, this is magic, guys. Like, you will literally have the same conversations, but because you are open, you will be open to opportunities that you didn't see in the past that were there the whole time. Whether it be a post on LinkedIn, whether it be your boss mentioning something and you're like, oh my God, maybe I could do that. Maybe it's a conversation with your friend and she's saying that we need someone to work at our company and it is something that really excites you. Maybe it is your favorite YouTuber saying, hey, I need this person specifically to edit my videos, and you are open to do that. Whereas before you were closed off. You were like, I have my dream job. I have my dream job. I have my dream job. 2, literally chilling, doing whatever you want, and then having an open channel, seeing your favorite YouTuber story and being like, hey, that sounds so fun, because you're already in that fun energy. There is no subtraction or division in your mind, only addition and multiplication, right? So we can't subtract the negative thoughts. We can't divide the negative thoughts. We can't mess around and play with them or replace them with a positive one. How many times have you tried that? Instead, we're saying, fine, that's cool. I'm also adding, I'm multiplying on the positive thought. Literally all your negative thoughts go away. This has happened to me countless amounts of times. From when I was at my lowest point, where I was very anxious in 2016, and I started looking for things that just made me happy, and I was like, you know what, F it, screw it, whatever. I'm literally just going to follow what makes me happy. And I'm not saying that this is going to be like, oh my God, but it can be as well, right? Once you know this information. I didn't know this information. I was just going by my intuition. And this kind of went on for like a couple months because I was still in that negative headspace, whatever. But that's fine. Like, don't rush this. As soon as I was like, I'm giving myself all the time in the world. I'm just gonna do what makes me feel right, what makes me feel good. And I became very chill, and that raised my vibration. And by the end of 2017, you guys, I was so ready to kick some ass. Like, my energy was so on point. I got my dream job. I got my best friend that literally we were hyping each other up for years and years and years. I got out of a relationship that wasn't good for either of us. I lost 20 kilograms. I started hanging out with the best people ever. I started really enjoying my life. And all of that came from was me following my happiness. From me not wanting to do anything but just watching TV shows, to going on YouTube, finding motivational content, and then going to the gym, and then hanging out with positive people, and just doing things that really motivated me and made me feel happy. And I inadvertently got myself to the place where I wanted to be. And at the same time, I was visualizing. I was using a vision board. So we don't want to just keep on affirming 24/7, because we don't have time to live. We're constantly just in our heads. And we need to be in our bodies more. The people that can detach, kudos to you, but I find myself being super attached to something when I'm super in my head about it and affirming constantly. And I have, for real, affirmed for months and months and months, and it has given me some, traction. It has given me results, but not at the speed of me just being in a happy mood and following my happiness and doing whatever it is that made me happy. Of course, we all have responsibilities, but at the same time, choosing those positive thoughts. They don't have to be what you're manifesting. It could be, hey, that dog looks cute. Hey, that guy looks so cute. I love that outfit on that girl. This coffee is so amazing. I'm so happy I can afford Starbucks. Literally whatever makes the most sense to you, because something can make sense theoretically, like, oh, I can afford this Starbucks. But at the same time, like, I gotta be real with you, I don't really think about that. I don't really care. Like, I don't really sit there and I feel grateful for it. It's the same thing as sometimes I don't feel immense pleasure and joy from my friends, or from my family, or from my job, or from my salary. Not because I don't like those things, but because in that mood, in that moment, I am not experiencing that pleasure, that gratitude, that happiness that I'm experiencing when I'm truly grateful for something. You can be grateful for all of those things, but what I'm talking about is this magical feeling, like you hear your favorite artist's new song for the first time. That's the kind of feeling that I'm talking about. And we want to try to find that in every single moment. And from that, inadvertently, all of your manifestations will come to light. Like, you don't need to do anything. You can just manifest once and that's it. I like to remind myself, so I do it for 10 minutes. That keeps me accountable, and at the same time, it helps me let go, because the rest of the day, I'm just enjoying my life. I'm in the present moment. I did the same thing moving to New York. I barely knew anyone, but I wasn't like, okay, let me sit here and try to find some friends. It was never deliberate. It all came naturally because I raised my vibration. And it's a constant thing. A vibration isn't a degree that you just get and you always have. You have to keep constantly be in that happy place and looking for a positive thought. And at the same time, when something negative happens to you, or when you have that negative thought, not sit with it, but just accept it. Like, it is what it is. I am accepting of it. But hey, look over there. I have the emotional capacity right now to enjoy this song. I don't have the emotional capacity to feel happiness and joy walking or being with my friends or being with my boyfriend. Like, literally, everything is in the present moment. Something can make sense on paper, but it's not going to make sense on paper for you. My route was TV shows, YouTube, going to the gym, and then I started attracting all of these things. So what I was saying is, I wasn't trying to find friends in New York, but I just started getting this feeling of like, I just want to keep on like watching New York vlogs. Like, that's something that inspired me. That's what just made me happy, right? And so I did. And some people stood out to me, and through my happiness, I knew who to reach out to. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna reach out to people so I could hang out with them. It was a genuine curiosity. If that doesn't feel like something for you, it probably isn't. It's literally the idea that you get in this present moment. And if you don't have an idea, then you don't need to be worrying about that. Just worry about feeling happy at all times. Everything is meant to come naturally. It's all a part of the flow. So I literally got all of my friends from just reaching out on YouTube. I literally left people comments because I felt like doing that. And it wasn't a cry out for friends, because I did this literally 2 years before even moving, because I was just so interested in New York. And all of a sudden I had all of these people on Instagram in my DMs. We would be replying to each other's stories, and we were literally friends on Instagram for 2 years before I even moved. And then I moved and I had literally 3 separate friend groups. One was for girls that lived in Australia, one was my work group of friends, and one was these like 2 girls that were from California that moved to New York, and I was introduced to all of their friends, and it literally happened in a second. It's literally meant to happen so quickly when you are in that natural state. For me, affirming just did not work. And I am such an open-minded person. I wasn't like going into it being like, oh, this isn't gonna work. It did work. It hella worked. But it also burnt me out. And it didn't actually help me in the capacity that being in the vibration of, see, like, I think what catches people off guard is the language used in the law of attraction community. The level of vibration of the thing that I want. Just literally drop all of that. Literally drop it all to the ground, dust it off. Don't pay attention to the language. All it is you accepting your negative thoughts, letting them be there, but adding to them with positive thoughts, positive things that you see in your present moment to do, and trying to be as happy as possible in the present moment. And not in the way that your mum tells you to be positive. It's not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts. It's about finding the things, as illogical as they may seem on the surface, doing those things. Doing those things, those are the most important things. You think YouTube is a waste of time. You think TV shows and TikTok and all of that is a waste of time. But it's not when you are intentionally saying, hey, this is the only thing that right now is going to cause me happiness, so I'm going to do that unapologetically. Try all these different other things. I started going for walks, and eventually I was like, this is the hottest shit ever. Like, I loved going for walks. It always raised my vibration. And it just put me off because everyone's like, oh, take deep breaths. This is the thing that still does not work for me. Like, I literally do not like taking breaths. It still has never made me feel better. I don't understand the point of it. Drinking water does not make me feel better. I do it to clear my skin. Drink like 2 gallons, guys. I literally, guys, this is like bigger than my head. I gotta get to sipping, man. It's like 8 p.m. and I've only drank half of this. But like, it literally doesn't have to make sense. It's literally just like doing what makes you happy, and everything is going to flow to you. So if you're a bit adamant about this, I want you to try this for 7 days and see how you go. Oh my God, homework telling you to do what makes you happy. And don't try to force it. Don't be like, oh, this positive thing, and I'm making a list. Just use the present moment every single moment to moment. Let yourself feel everything. If you have a negative thought, think of something positive. For example, I'm sick of my job. Well, at least I get to listen to music all the time. Well, at least this job is super easy and I'm getting paid for it. Well, at least I get to talk to people that are fun and I'm also getting paid for that. Oh my God, I hate how I look. I hate my body. So this is what I would do in this case. So people would say, no, say you love your body. But when you truly are hating how you look, like you can't get from love, like hating to loving in that quick second. So you need to not distract yourself, but just add on to that thought with something completely different that just makes you happy right now in this present moment. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the lunch that I'm gonna have. Okay, well, I'm really excited to see my friend tomorrow. And like, those two things do not correlate, but we are still raising our vibration while also simultaneously accepting that we are feeling crappy about our bodies for right now. Coming back to it when we're a little bit happier. And then we have a clearer mind in that way, and we're able to see things better. So it's not about what people tell you to do. It's not about what influencers and self-development coaches tell you to do, like meditate, drink water. Those things are great when you are in the right mood and you are trying things and you're open and you're like, oh my God, yes, this is working. Walking genuinely helps me. Going to gym genuinely helps me. YouTube still to this day helps me. I don't want to read books right now. There was a point where I would finish a book every single week. Right now, it doesn't give me happiness. It doesn't like add anything for me. So why would I do it? I'm not going to torture myself. Unless what makes you excited in this moment is the fact that you are using self-development to read, like, and you're excited to read. Does this make sense? Like, it's not cut and dry. It's literally you and what you want and what makes you happy. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not what these people are saying. You and only you, and right now, right now. Not from 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna drop my pen. If I'm writing in my journal and I'm bored, I'm dropping that shit. I'm done. You're done. How many times do you get bored of a YouTube video and you click out of it? No problem, you forget about it. Who is it? Do the same thing with every single other thing that you can just say no to. Setting aside, responsibilities, work, school, family matters, whatever. But it's like, most of the time, you have so much freedom and you can just say no. I don't care that these people are telling me to go to the gym 4 times a week. Right now, that's not making me happy, so I'm not going to do it. But with the intention that I am leveling up every single day in my own personal way. And not only does that lead you to a better life and it levels you up, it gives you exactly what you initially wanted. The universe will give us opportunities that we don't see, and we do have to take action on them. 100%, you always have to take action. It is never going to, it can fall on your lap, but it's also limited thinking that it's always going to fall on your lap and you don't need to do anything. So please be flowy, please be open, and recognize that the universe can give you this thing in a way that you can't understand yet, but all you need to do is be open. You don't know, but just be open, right? Okay? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it made sense. Don't make dollars, don't make sense. And try this for 7 days and let me know how it goes. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.